Completely changed. Yeah, I don't like those. I don't like those. I like to go and have fun. Yeah, I think life has enough drama. Yeah, I like comedy. Comedy is my thing because we have enough drama, worries. Life as it is, it has too much of it. You put on the news and you worry and you know so.
That round tower was only 200, and the top section of
এমনি মানুষ প্ল্যান হলো বাবা কাল ক্যাসেল প্রায় ফ্লেক করলো বা ফিট
Hello, mister. What's the name again? You got lunch box?
Yeah.
So when they found the British Isles were absolutely abandoned, they came back through, and within 10 years the British Isles were Anglo-Saxon. Each region of England, still today, has the name of the old Anglo-Saxon kingdom that once ruled. Right now, you're Bristol, down to Somerset. Now basically, then you have what's happening in the east, that'll be Essex, Saxons from the east. But in the middle, there is no Middlesex, that is just banter. It's called Mercia, Cumbria, Northumbria, East Anglia and West Anglia. These were the ladies. She was absolutely respected because of her father, and they let her rule. Now, Aethelflaed is the mother of Athelstan, and as you know, Athelstan was the opposite of the grandfather. He didn't want to learn how to read or write, he just wanted to fight the Vikings, and as you know, dies on the battlefield. But not before leaving his son, future King Edgar of Wessex. Why do I tell you all this? Yeah, you're like, why? Why more history? Well, because King Edgar of Wessex, ladies and gents, in 973 was crowned by Dunstan of Canterbury in the city of Bath as first king of all England. You see? And that changes everything. You see? I'll explain to you. Now, what happens is that, as you know, in the year 600, yeah, Pope Gregory the Great sent St. Augustine to Christianize the British Isles. So by 800, we have bishops, and it's fully a Christian kingdom. So obviously, this would have been in the famous records of the Vatican as the first king of England. But the thing is, remember that when in 1066 the Normans became the rulers, they buried all these Anglo-Saxon stories, and we lost them for many centuries. But we get them back in 1576. Elizabeth I, the daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. Remember her? She's been locked up by her own sister Mary for 6 years in a dungeon. So one day, completely out of her hold by the river, the soldiers are terrified for their lives and for the Queen. So they start looking for a place where to spend the night, and guess what? They found an abbey, and they go inside. The abbot offers hospitality for the Queen of England, and obviously, when she gets better, she's absolutely delighted. She's so happy with everyone. She gives them title, but they refuse, and instead they give her dinner. They actually explain to her the abbey's importance and the history of King Edgar, and the Anglo-Saxon chronicles come back to light. But Elizabeth I was so delighted, she gave the city of Bath the royal charter, so it became a royal city. So it's back in the maps, but it's not the only thing she did. The abbey was rebuilt and made to look better, fitter for the first king of England. It's known as the Lantern of the West, the 16th century abbey depicting the coronation of the first king of England. That is known as the Lantern because 60% of the abbey are tinted glass windows. Why don't we use the Severn? They never see us coming that way, and it's directly to the Atlantic. We don't have to sail around the island. And the king says, where are we going to be arriving there? He was obviously listening. My lord, we were in Bath yesterday. It's only 20 miles from the river. Oh, yes, perfect, let's use that. You know what they did? They turned the banks of the river. And you know what that is? It's the Roman Bath Museum you're going to see today, which is basically like going back in time 2,000 years in history. Are you ladies and gents ready for that kind of action? Should I start at the DeLorean and take 88 miles an hour? Shall we go? Yes? Are you excited? Have a look, that's the limestone. And everything seems honky-dory up to this point for Bath, but things, they get turned for the worse. As you know. Do we have anyone from Germany on the coach? No? I have to ask, it's polite. Basically, in 1940, war was declared, as you know. And we have a treaty with Mr. Hitler. We're not supposed to bomb each other historical cities or anywhere that's, populated enough for us, to make so much damage. We are to keep the bombing rates to industrial site and war-related targets. That was the idea. But this is what happened. By 1941, the only thing that's keeping the Luftwaffe, the German Air Force, to land on British soil, World Heritage Site by the UNESCO. Because it's absolutely stunning. And I'll tell you how you can recognize which buildings are actually original 18th century and which ones have been reproduced after the war. Well, imagine one thing, 17th, 18th and 19th century we used coal for heating in the winter. This stone is porous, and it doesn't matter if you jet wash it, it will never get rid of the stain from the coal. So if you see houses, they are very dark, the original 18th century ones, and if the stone is new and clear, that is a reproduction. So there you go. Now, ladies and gents, I hope you're looking forward to it because we're going to be arriving quite shortly. Do we have any Jane Austen fans on the coach? Hooray! Jane Austen, well, there is the museum, there is the centre, and there is obviously the Jane Austen house. 3 places you can actually come and visit. Today, I'm not recommending because they're far away from the site we're going to be seeing, which is the Abbey, and obviously the Roman Bath Museum. So, in any case, as you know, she was from the city of Bath. She gave us fantastic novels, and if it's weekend today, Sunday, you may see actors in costume doing some other place in the parks, because we have 2 universities, yeah, between the city of Bath and the city of Bristol. And as you know, 40% of the population is under 30. You know what that means? It's fun, and it can be a bit annoying on weekends. So you have a lot of students around playing music and, you know, doing all sorts of theatre activities. It's fantastic. It's quite entertaining. But in any case, ladies, is a shopping paradise. It's much cheaper than London, at least 30%. And lads, let them go with the credit cards. We have the best ales in the country. And you know what? The level of some of them is up to 14 degrees, so careful. Don't have more than 2 pints or you'll be legless, mate. Yeah? Watch it, but they're fantastic. Taste them. They're absolutely delicious. And the food here is really nice as well. Why? Look, original Georgian, you see it? You see the stain on the stone, and you see the new one. You see the bits and pieces that are original. They rebuild the whole place. You have patches everywhere. You see back there? Look at the stone. Yeah? That's the limestone. If you go to Oxford, the buildings are with the same stone. All of them. And this is the southwestmost part of the Cotswolds. So we're very close to Downton Abbey. Any Downton Abbey fans? There you go. I'll show it to you on the way to Stonehenge. In any case, I was going to say, the city of Bath, well, is absolutely welcoming. People here are not like in London. They're more relaxed, they're more friendly. If you like sports and you like beer, you go to any pub, forget about friends, you make family. Yeah, seriously. Because obviously it's not London. Here, you know, they have a different lifestyle. It's much more relaxed, and the food is better because we're in the middle of the countryside and there's farms everywhere. So the dairy products, the ice creams, the pizzas, you're gonna taste the food tastes different. The air is cleaner. Obviously, we are far away from, you know, a metropolis of millions of people. There's only 100,000 people living here, you know, so it's much more friendly. We're going to be arriving shortly, ladies and gents. You liking what you're hearing so far? Looking forward to it? Okay, we only get an hour and 20 minutes though, but you know, it will be just good for you to know that to get back to the city of Bath, you only need to take the train in Paddington, and you can be here in an hour and 15 minutes. And you can get tickets online for like 15, 20 pounds return. It's much cheaper to stay here than London, obviously, because it's much cheaper in general. Anything you do in London in a weekend, you can do here 5 days. Accommodation, transportation, meals, and so on. And it's not just Bath, you got Bristol next to it as well. And if you've been to places like Edinburgh and Glasgow, it's probably the same kind of contrast, you see? Glasgow is the Victorian industrial, it's the same with Bristol. And Edinburgh is a bit more like here, you see, with all these castle-y, like beautiful houses, a bit more old, a bit more, you know, traditional, and a bit more posh as well. Bath is very posh. So enjoy, and I'm just going to show you that it's not, you know, not every city is completely perfect. We have the ugliest hotel in the world. You want to see it? Yeah, we have the ugliest Hilton hotel. Don't tell Paris I said that, but it's true. Oh no, we have to give our driver a big hooray because he got to sing a record time. This is for Mr. Allen. Hip hip! Okay, now ladies and gents, look at those beautiful houses down there. Look at that, this is a hotel. Look, that is a Hilton. Can you believe that? I know, it's embarrassing. It is, I know. Oh, so sorry, did I start on your lunch? No way!
It is.
Sorry, man.
No?
And that's the Abbey just in front of us. Have a look. It's got fantastic tinted glass. Everybody's going the Abbey, I think. Now, if you look to your left, that is a fantastic copy of the Ponte Vecchio Florence at the back there. We call the Pulteney Bridge. It's absolutely stunning. It's from the 1860s. And you can see our biggest threat in the city of Bath. I need to warn you about it, but you've seen them. It's the seagulls. They're Jurassic Park big, like this. And these things are hungry and angry because they use the sands of the River Severn for construction, so there's no fish. So imagine what these things are like. They know you guys are going to come here and try their food. So as soon as you come out of a shop with chips in your hands, or a slice of pizza or an ice cream, they'll dive bomb and attack you. So don't eat in the open and keep your children close, yeah? They don't believe me, though. Okay, ladies and gents, you see this fountain? Yeah? That's the street that takes you to the Roman bath. You see it? And behind the Roman bath is the high street, okay? You need to be back here. He's giving you...
Even the baths. like this?
A1 canal, and it goes all the way to Bristol. You can actually take one of the boats, and it has really good wine. It's a nice street, and the landscapes are just stunning. So it's going to be an hour to Stonehenge, which is going to be our last stop. So we're going to be going back east. Now we're heading back towards London. We're going to the centre of the country, to the county of Wiltshire. And we're going to get there shortly. So in the meantime, I want you to have a look. As we were arriving to Bath, I forgot to mention, you see the landscape, you saw the mountains and hills, how beautiful it was. It's because we're very close to Wales. That is a very Celtic landscape. You find these type of landscapes only in Ireland, Wales and Scotland. That's not very English. England is mostly flat and we only have rolling hills. Yeah? So basically it's because we're so close to Wales, we get a bit of that. Blimey. Yeah! Now, I was going to say, so if you keep your eyes, we're going to get good enough. The original Abbey, such you ordered the construction of that beautiful building that you see there today. So it's 16th century. That's why it has all the tinted glass. It's absolutely stunning. But in any case, that house you saw there in the corner, there was Mary, a friend of Jane Austen. Jane Austen lived across the road. Number 4 Sydney Place. You can actually write letters to her, they reply. And as you know, she was from a working class family. She was the daughter of the vicar. And when we get to the end of this curve, about a mile in front of us, you'll see on your left, just down below, there is a canal. Now, all canals in England are George, stand and deliver your money of your life. The thing is, the king, George II, got caught cheating by his wife. So obviously the wife was not happy, and he wanted to make amends. So he bought her a massive diamond, and guess what happened to the diamond? It got stolen. The merchandise got stolen. And as you can imagine, the king was not happy, the lover was not happy, the wife was not happy. It was a disaster. So he knew that his father, coming from Germany, had motorways built, which were really safe to transport merchandise because you can actually guard them, So, having over 1,000 rivers in England, it made sense. Also, there was a famine back in the 1740s, there were no engines. So all the canals have a trail next to them for the horses to pull on the boats. So whenever you see a canal with a trail, it's an original Georgian one. Do you know why? The speed limit in the canal is 3 miles an hour. I know, if you go walking, you get there faster. But on the other hand, it's the only vehicle in the UK where you can legally drink at Norway and Harold's brother Tostig in the Battle of Stamford Bridge around 1066. On the way down to London, they did the course to celebrate the victory. And it's been there ever since. As you know, they're made of calcium sulfate. You know what that is? It's chalk. You know the white caves of Dover? That's what they're made of. And that's why we can't plant any vegetables. We don't have the soil for it. As our soil is packed with minerals like calcium sulfate and coal. That's why we if I sleep in the garden, I don't have to have a shower anymore.